What is up, my dude? Welcome back to another video. I had a weird thought, and I wanted to share it, and I'm not sure if I might be just like super paranoid or something, but when I was younger, when I was in elementary school, I feel like I had like I feel like I went to like this class. It would happen like during one of my other classes. They would pull me out and a couple of other people in the class, and they'd take us to this other class. And we learned how to spot different emotions in people. And I remember, I met my first friend there, besides my sister, because I grew up basically with my best friend at my side, so that was great. But I had like a friend, my first friend, really, was made in that class, and she was a little odd. I always thought she was really strange, like a strange girl, but I didn't mind hanging out with her. She seemed normal to me. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember we had like, it was called Friendship Club or something. Like that was what the teachers called it when people would take taken out of class. And I'm wondering now if that was ABA. I can kind of see like ABA in my mind. Like I can kind of imagine that's what it's called, or I might be making it up. I might be like making it up, but like if you know what ABA is, I've been learning a lot about it through all the autism lessons I'm receiving on Tumblr and TikTok and YouTube, and I feel like this is what this was. This is what I did. I went to this ABA class. Like an ABA therapy class where they taught me to mask, where they taught me to spot how neurotypicals act. I am kind of freaking out because that would mean that my parents kind of knew. They must have known. It must have been brought up that I might be autistic. And I'm kind of like upset right now because if that means they knew and they never told me and they denied that I have autism in the fact that they never told me that I was autistic, then they didn't want me to be autistic. They groomed me into being normal. I want this to not be true. I want this to just be my paranoid high brain thinking these things. But suddenly I'm like, oh my God, they knew. But I was so good at that class. I made a friend right away. I was like, oh, this is just another grade to me. Because at that point I was just like, oh, I'm just going to figure out how things work. What I did during school, during recess, is I would find a quiet corner and read. Most of the time I was able to stay in my class, but my teacher was like, you can't do this anymore. You have to go out and socialize with other kids. And I never understood why I had to go do that. Why did I have to go and socialize with other kids? I could care less about other kids. I was not lonely. I liked reading books. I liked being by myself. I liked doing weird things by myself, making up stories in my head by myself. I was that weirdo kid, and I had no idea because my parents never said, hey, you're a fucking weirdo. They denied it. They just denied it. And so they told me I was normal. They just told me. They kept enforcing it in my brain. And now I'm thinking, did they really do that? Did they really do that? Or am I making it up? Like, did they do it on purpose or did they do it by accident? They just wanted me to feel like they didn't want me to be self-conscious. of my odd things that I used to do as a kid that was like anybody else in the school. And now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, all the friends that I made were fucking autistic. All the friends I made in middle school were definitely autistic. Because I understood them and they understood me. And we had this one girl join our group, definitely not autistic, definitely neurotypical, and she was doing all this weird shit because we didn't understand what she was doing. She was acting like a normal teenager, but we thought, oh, no. Like, my parents told me that this is how normal kids act. Me. No, it's not. My behavior was absolutely abnormal. But they made it seem like it was completely normal. And I don't know if I'm glad about that or not. Maybe I am. But they should have told me now. But maybe they're afraid to. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like upset about this or not. Because I can't imagine like growing up knowing that I'm different than everybody. It would have been nice to know, I think. But what if it wasn't nice to know? What if it was awful to know? What if this is what's so hard. And I don't want to support ABI. I think it's stupid and you shouldn't. I don't want to support anything that Autism Speaks talks about. I don't want to talk about eugenics. I don't want to talk about cures. I don't want to talk about any of that. I don't want that to be part of like my own feelings towards this. See, this is why I like the term acceptance for this month, not instead of awareness. Like, I don't want to be aware of it. I want to accept it. We're currently right now, I'm very aware. But I want to accept my new life. I feel like I'm just a completely different person. And that's because I was like brainwashed. I was told I was normal. And because I was told I was normal, I just acted the way I saw most of my peers act. And most of my peers were also like me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense now, but like I am really worried now because the thing is before I like came out to anybody else, I did let it slip, like came out as autistic. Like I asked my sister, I said, "Hey, I think I'm autistic. Do you think I'm autistic too?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool. Yeah." That made me feel very validated, like I wasn't the only person who thought I might be autistic. But it was I brought it up to my mom. As soon as I realized that I might be, I brought it up to my mom. We were sitting there and it was before Super Bowl. We were making like the Super Bowl like grid thing that we do for the Super Bowl every year. And I was just like, something happened. I don't remember what it was now, but something happened. And I was like, well, I'm just a little autistic. Go on. Or something like that. Like she was bringing something up. And I said, well, I'm just a little autistic. So go on. And she was like, no, you're not. And I thought that was a very strange reaction to have. Like she was worried that I would think I was autistic. And I haven't brought it up since to them. I brought it up to everybody else in my life. All my friends know. All my my bosses know. My sister knows. I haven't told my brother yet, but that's because he's going through some shit, so I don't want to bring it up. Just in case that causes some, stress. It won't, but like I don't want to bring anything up to him at this point in time. I want to wait until I'm like there with him. But like sometimes my sister, like, she doesn't like want to talk about how I'm autistic. But I think it's slowly like gaining some acceptance. Like that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing about that I'm autistic. I don't know, but I'm having a hard time bringing it up to my parents again, and I just decided that I wasn't going to. But now I'm like, they know already. They already know. I was diagnosed very young. Not because I was an ABA. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm wondering if I'm making this up. But I just don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I am getting upset over nothing because it didn't happen, and that all of this is just kind of a coincidence. But it seems very strange that they would put me in this club with other children who were kind of odd. I always thought that was kind of weird. I always thought that was kind of weird that I had to like join this club, and my parents didn't want me to join this club. They didn't want me to like be here to know, to be told. Hmm. Holy shit, dude. I think they know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, they just want to call me quirky. They don't want a child with autism. My cousin has autism, and it's like the nonverbal kind, and that's scary and hard to take care of. But I was never a problem because they didn't let me be a problem. They didn't want me to know I would be a problem. I could be a problem. So I just went along with things. And I'm not sure if I'm mad about that because I didn't want to be a problem. I'm very glad that I wasn't a problem as a child. I was a very good person. I was a very good kid. I was a very good, like, obedient kid. Like, I didn't do a lot of things that were bad. Like, me and my sister, we didn't get, like, grounded or, have to stay home on a Friday night. Like, we never had to do that. We chose to do that. We were told, oh, cool. Well, I wasn't going to do that anyway because we were brought up thinking that that wouldn't be fun. And sometimes I'm like, well, that wouldn't have been fun. But maybe it would have been. See, wow. I think it was ABA. Sorry if you couldn't hear that. I whispered it, but like I don't know if I could say it louder. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and watch some YouTube and hang out with my dog and just forget about my parents. I have to go over there on Tuesday. No. Oh, it's okay. Okay, I'm not gonna stress out about it. I'm not gonna stress out. I'm, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Adios. Bye.